Well, we start today with this alarming video of Rob Ford. A new video now surfaces. It's gone viral. It shows the Toronto mayor swearing profusely, pounding on his belly. He's pacing around in a hyper rage. It was purchased for $5,000 and released by the Toronto Star newspaper. It was shot with a cell phone at an unknown location. It's kind of grainy stuff, but let's begin the program today with extraordinary new video. And we warn you, this video includes very strong language that may offend some people. Here's Toronto Mayor Rob Ford.
Because I'm going to kill the fucking guy. I'm telling you, it's first degree murder. But I'll try one else. I'll bother.
Give me the phone. I'll let you.
No holds barred, brother. He dies or I die, brother. I'm talking to those. Brother, you've never seen me fucking go, brother. You think so, brother? But when he's down there, I'll rip his fucking throat out. I'll poke his eyes out. I will fuck. When he's dead, I'll make sure that motherfucker's dead. I need fucking 10 minutes to make sure he's dead. It'll be over 5 minutes, brother. If I've done it 10 minutes,
after you win,
brother, it'll be a bad. I am a sick motherfucker, dude. But no one's gonna fuck around me. My brothers are. Don't tell me we're liars. These birds, little birds like this is fuck, daddy. My Randy was a person, like 80-year-old birds, brother. Right. Brother, I just need to go fucking by myself. Let my fucking underwear. I want to go with Zach. I need 15 minutes. That's all. No fucking interference, brother. If I win, I will fucking donate.
These guys are pros, buddy.
Yeah? No problem, bro. No problem. I need 15 minutes. I need 15 minutes.
Too much time.
No, I need
5 minutes.
No, I'm not doing it for 5. No. I'm doing it 5. I'm going to prepare for it. I'll call it, and I'll fucking make it. In that ring.
That's hard to watch. The video emerged just days after Ford admitted he smoked crack cocaine, but he insisted he had nothing left to hide. Then this stuff emerges. I mean, you can make of it what you want. Well, Ford emerged from office today, and he apologized again, and he explained that, in his words, he was extremely inebriated at the time. It was another circus scene outside his office at Toronto City Hall. Take a look how that apology went down. Check this out.
Toronto Star just released a video that I was
drop your mic a bit, Dave.
very, very inebriated, and
Who are you talking to? Who are you talking about?
Who are you talking about?
Who are you talking about? Who was the target of the threats?
all I can say is, again, I've made mistakes. All I can do is reassure the people that I don't know what to say.
Mayor Ford, do you need help? Mayor Ford, is it time to ask for help?
Ford, your colleagues want you to go away. Why won't you go away?
Well, you know what? I just wanted to come out and tell you that I saw a video. It's extremely embarrassing. The whole world's going to see it. You know what? I don't have a problem with that, but it is extremely embarrassing. And I don't know what to say. I'm again. When you're in that state,
for Prime Minister!
when you're in that state, I hope none of you have ever or will ever be in that state.
Sir, why won't you see help?
Mayor Ford, do you need help? Is it time to get help, Mayor Ford?
Obviously, I was extremely inebriated.
So Mayor Ford, why don't you seek help?
So,
shouldn't you seek help, Mayor
That's all I have to say.
That's Ford responding to the second disturbing video with a second admission of embarrassing behavior. He says, well, he was drunk. Toronto City Councillors frantically searching for ways to force Toronto Mayor out of office or at least do something to curb his powers. Will Ford finally heed calls for his resignation? Or, in an extraordinary move, could the province actually get involved and try to push him out? Joining me now from Toronto, City Councillor Denzel Minan Wong. Good to have you on, Councillor.
Hi, Evan.
Another day, another video. You've seen this new one of Rob Ford. He's now said he was inebriated in this video as well. What effect is this video having on council?
Well, I can tell you when I saw the video, it was really shocking and disturbing, and at a personal level, I really feel for the mayor. It looked like he was jacked up on some substance, and you never want to see things like that with the mayor or anyone else for that matter.
Yeah, when you say jacked up on some substance, folks can determine for themselves what he was on there, but what do you mean by that when you watch that? Because he says he was inebriated.
Well, I'm no expert, but what I've been told by people who've been looking at the film is that he wasn't slurring his speech, and so that it didn't indicate that he was. It didn't suggest that he was using alcohol, and he wasn't slurring his speech. He wasn't slowing down. He was actually speeding up. Like he was very active, and his voice was very clear. So that, I'm told, suggests that it might be something other than alcohol, although I'm no expert.
Right. I mean, obviously, given his admission that he has smoked crack cocaine, obviously the possibilities that it's something besides booze and maybe coke or something else is definitely in the air. That's what you're saying.
Well, yeah, and at the end of the day, at a certain level, it doesn't really matter. I mean, he's clearly in distress, and we all feel a lot of concern for him.
I mean, there's a personal level. There's also a political level. You have a motion to present next week.
Yeah.
Tell me about the motion and if that is even enough.
Well, what I've suggested is that he needs to take a leave of absence, and he needs to get himself sorted out. He needs to remove himself from the city for the city's sake, so we can do our business. We have a lot of important things to do, and he needs to straighten himself out. I hear there's more things coming. I mean, yesterday was this huge bombshell, and we didn't think it could be any worse. And here we are today, looking at a new video. There apparently is more information coming out with regard to wiretap information, and this doesn't help him. It doesn't help the city. Taking a leave of absence is, I think, the best thing for him. It's the best thing for council. But we can't do anything because there's we're creatures of the province, and only the province and only they could give us the power to do something like this. They haven't done that. So what I'm suggesting as a second part of my motion is, if he does not take a leave of absence, then we petition the province to remove him from City Council for the remainder of the term.
All right, so this is interesting. You want the province to intervene, which this is a minority government. That's actually kind of a tricky process. How would that work?
Well, I think there are a number of steps to this. Firstly, present it to Council. Council would have to speak and have a very strong voice saying, we need something to be done. We would send that message to the province and hope that they would listen to our voices and take action in that regard. It would be clearly it would be up to them ultimately to take that decision, because quite frankly we can only make a recommendation because currently the law doesn't allow us to remove a mayor. I mean, this is an extraordinary circumstances. Extraordinary measures are required. We've had 64 mayors since 1834, and this has never happened before, and it's not something I think that council should take on lightly, but we have a real problem here and we need to deal with it.
Yeah, I've heard stories now that Mayor Ford has talked to some other councillors and members of committees and said, you're either with me or against me. What have you heard about his strategy to now cling to power despite calls for him to take a pause, to step down and resign?
Well, he doesn't have to resign. There's nothing that can take him out of office. I've had some conversations with him. I actually went to see him and told him that I had a concern and that I thought he should take a leave of absence. We had a very lively discussion.
Well, tell us about
agree.
it. What did he say to you?
Well, he and I had a confidential discussion, and it's going to stay confidential. But I expressed my view. He told me that he wasn't prepared to take my advice. I left his office on Monday, and I've had further conversations with his office staff, but no conversations with him.
Okay, it's a confidential conversation, but did you ask him to explain? I mean, can you tell us what the kind of things you asked him? Did you ask him to explain his drug use, his alcohol, why he held it, why he held this back from the public, his association with Mr. Lisi, someone charged with criminal offenses?
Yeah, well, as I say, Evan, that meeting was held behind closed doors. He asked that the meeting be confidential, and I don't think it's fair. You've had confidential conversations with people to speak openly of that when you agreed to keep it in private.
When you saw this new video, did you feel betrayed? Because he had assured the public that, you know, he wouldn't do this ever again. I know this was done in the past, but I mean, how did you feel when this one came out?
Well, as I said, I was shocked. It is not an easy video to look at. It's quite disturbing, quite frankly, and then sad that this man, our mayor, needs help.
All right, I got to leave it there. Councillor Denzel Menen Wong, who wants the mayor to take a pause, which is all they can do right now. I got to say, every day there's another story about this in the city, and we hope to talk to you again to see how this thing ends up, how it's resolved.
Yeah, hopefully it can come to an end very soon.
Thank you, Councillor.
Pleasure.
All right, as that video rocks the city, Finance Minister Jim Flaherty, a longtime Ford family friend, has been asked about the situation. Remember, he served in the Ontario legislature with Rob Ford's father. In Toronto this morning, Jim Flaherty was asked about the mayor's crack cocaine confession. And surprisingly, Jim Flaherty gave an emotional response about Rob Ford. Check this out.
You're good friends with Mayor Rob Ford and his family. Do you think it's time for Mayor Rob Ford to take some time away from his duties at City Hall to get well and to sort of deal with some of his addiction problems?
Yeah, I am close with the family. I am. He'll have to. The mayor will have. I mean, at the end of the day, he has to make his own decision about what he ought to do. Certainly, his family is helping him and wishing him well. That's all I can say.
Okay, Brian at the left.
Brian Dunstan with Sun News. Mr. Flaherty, good morning.
Some emotion from Jim Flaherty at the situation going on in Toronto as another new video about Rob Ford has been released. And as we cover this, folks, a lot of you are talking about it. There is a personal side to it, people legitimately concerned about the health of this individual. And there's a political side to it, which is, can he hold on to power? And, of course, the political side, there's wide open. People have lots of responses. And then, of course, there's the personal side. So those two things are mixing, I grant you, but we're covering it from both sides.